Hi guys, welcome to our next topic. So up to now we have discussed about block diagram and basic elements of PCM system. Now we are going to discuss about channel noise and error probability related to the pulse code modulation. So in this, the performance of a PCM system is influenced by two major sources of noise. So the performance of the PCM system is basically suffered with two types of noises. So in that, one is channel noise, which may be introduced anywhere along the transmission path. This channel noise may be introduced anywhere along the transmission path. Next one is the quantization noise, which is introduced in the transmitter and is carried along to the receiver output. So channel noise is may be introduced in the transmission path. Quantization noise, which is introduced in the transmitter and is carried along to the receiver output. So the PCM is suffered with these two major sources of noises. So we will discuss what is channel noise and what is quantization noise. So the effect of channel noise is to introduce transmission errors in reconstruction of the original PCM wave at the receiver output. So what is the effect of the channel noise means, that is clear here. Transmission errors will introduced at the receiver because of the channel noise in the PCM system. So what is transmission error? Transmission error means for 0, 1 will occur. For 1, 0 will occur. That is called transmission error. So I think we are clear with this. Channel noise. So what is the impact of the channel noise on PCM system means, it will introduce the transmission errors at the receiver output. So what is transmission error? It will give 1 as output when 0 is transmitting, and it will give 0 as output when 1 is transmitting. This is the transmission error. The fidelity of the information transmission by the PCM in the presence of channel noise is measured as error rate or probability of error. So what is the definition of error rate or probability of error means? The fidelity of information transmission by the PCM in the presence of the channel noise is called as error rate or probability of error. So that is a probability that the symbol at the receiver output differs from the transmitted. Whenever the transmitted is whenever the receiver is differed from the transmitter, we can say that there is some error is present. So what is that error means? Transmission error. So because of the presence of the channel noise, we will get some error at the received output. That error is called as error rate or probability of error. So those type of errors are called as ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ ఎర్రర్స్. సో ఆ ఎర్రర్స్ని మనము ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ ఎర్రర్స్ అంటాము. ఆ రేట్ని వచ్చేసి మనం ఎర్రర్ రేట్ ఆర్ ప్రాబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎర్రర్ అంటాం. సో హౌ కెన్ వీ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద ప్రాబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎర్రర్ ఫర్ ఏ పర్టికులర్ సింబల్? సింబల్ మీన్స్ ఎయిదర్ 0 or 1. హియర్ వీ విల్ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ సింబల్. So to calculate the probability of error or error rate of a PCM system, consider a binary encoded PCM of on-off signaling scheme. So on-off signaling scheme means 1 is represented with on, 0 is represented with off. So we are considering that entire signal as S of t format. When symbol 1 is sent, S of t is equal to S1 of t, which is defined as S1 of t is equal to square root of Emax by TB, which is varying from 0 to TB. Where TB is the bit duration and Emax is the maximum or peak signal energy. How we will discuss in the next classes. Okay, and S of t is equals to S2 of t when 0 is transmitted. So here we are considering PCM, binary encoded PCM, and the two on-off signaling scheme. So on-off signaling scheme means we will get two types of signal, 0 and 1. For 1 we are considering S1 of t, for 0 we are considering S2 of t. Remember these 2 points and represented with 1 and 2. Next, the channel noise W of t is modeled as, here we are talking about channel noise. Because of the channel noise, transmission error will occur. So transmission error we are calculating in terms of error rate or probability of error. So what is the probability of error expression that we are going to derive now? So to derive that expression, we are modeling channel noise W of t, channel noise as W of t. So W of t is the additive white Gaussian noise with zero mean and power spectral density N0 by 2. So the received signal is, so here if we have a system output input we have, and the noise of that system is also introduced at the output. So here output is represented as X of t, input is S of t, and the noise is represented W of t. Hence the output is equals to signal plus noise, that is X of t is equal to S of t plus W of t. Let us take this one as 3. So S of t is equals to S1 of t when 1 is transmitted, S of t is equals to S2 of t when 0 is transmitted. This is about the signals representation for on-off signaling scheme to derive the probability of error. I think I am clear with this. I am moving to the next topic. On-off signaling scheme represent S1 of t with amplitude, S2 of t 0 amplitude. Why? Because 0 is transmitting, as there is no amplitude, that's why the signal is 0. And here the channel noise is modeled as additive white Gaussian noise. This is from the knowledge of RV/RP. Additive white Gaussian noise is having the 0 mean and the power spectral density is N0 by 2. Okay. We know that for an additive white Gaussian channel, the optimum receiver uses a matched filter or equivalently correlator. So for additive white Gaussian noise channel, the receiver uses matched filter or equivalently a correlator. So at the receiver of this system, if we consider the channel noise as additive white Gaussian noise, the receiver will have matched filter or correlator. So it is the equivalent diagram for receiver if it is used matched filter, that we will see here. So the receiver for baseband transmission of binary encoded PCM wave can be drawn as shown below. So this is the diagram. See this. No need of any zooming. I think it is clear. See the diagram. S of t is the input signal, X of t we assumed as received signal, and W of t is the additive white Gaussian noise, summation here, matched filter, and this is the sample at t is equals to dB, and X1 is the input for the decision device, and decision device is having threshold level. According to the threshold level, it will give either 0 or 1 as the output. So this is about the matched filter receiver part. To calculate the probability of error, let us consider a basis function pi1 of t. So here to calculate the probability of error, we should assume basis functions and as well as signal space diagram, also very important to calculate the probability of error. So first of all, we will discuss about basis function. This is from the knowledge of RV/RP. You know very well what is the expression for pi1 of t. Pi1 of t is equals to square root of 1 by tb. So limits are 0 less than or equals to small t less than or equals to tb. Let us consider this one as 4. Thus S1 of t is equals to, we know that square root of E max by square root of E max by tb. So square root of 1 by tb can be represented as pi1 of t. Hence the signal in terms of basis function can be written as like this, between the interval 0 to tb. Let us consider this one as 5. I think I am clear with this. Here to calculate the probability of error, first of all we have written the signal diagrams, signal expressions S1 of t, S2 of t. Later we have discussed about the matched filter receiver. Next here to calculate the probability of error, we should consider the basis function. Here we consider basis function pi1 of t as like this. So thus the signal can be written as S1 of t equals to this one. S2 of t is equals to 0. 0 into anything is 0. So S2 of t is equals to 0. You don't bother about that. Next, the signal space diagram for on-off PCM can be written as, drawn as. So PCM for any system on-off signaling scheme. Here we have, so don't see this one. You just listen my voice. Okay. If we have two signals and one decision boundary. Suppose here we have two signals means 1 and 0. So 1 is considered as message 1 and the second one is considered as message 2. So here I am considering 0 as message 1 and 1 as message 2. Two messages we have, that is two signals we have, signal 1 and signal 2. And we can divide these two messages into two regions. So 0 one region and 1 another region. In between these two we will divide one decision boundary also. For 0 this is the decision boundary, for 1 this is the decision boundary. So that is the main function of the signal space diagram. According to the signal space diagram we will decide the limits for 0 and 1 according to the decision boundary. So first of all, so basis function x-axis phi1 of t, y-axis I will consider decision boundary. Here I will consider 0 symbol and from decision boundary to this side I will consider one symbol, symbol 1, symbol 0. So symbol 0 here message 1, symbol 2 here message 2, region here one region, here one region. So region Z1 consider like that, region Z2 consider like this, message 1, message 2, 0, 1 and region Z1, region Z2. See the diagram now. Now see the diagram. So x-axis phi1 of t basis function, decision boundary line, message 1, message 2. So 0, amplitude of the message 0, that is 0 symbol is 0 and 1 symbol is square root of Emax. And let us consider this one as region Z1 and this one as region Z2. You can consider this one as region Z2, this one as region Z1, no problem at all. Okay. According to this we will give the limits. So this is related to 0 symbol, this is related to 1 symbol. I think I am clear with this. Decision boundary. So what is the decision boundary means? Average of the two message points. What is the average of the two message points? 0 plus square root of Emax by 2. What is that? Square root of Emax by 2 is the decision boundary. So here the value is root Emax by 2. Okay. Two message points can be written as. So here this is related to the one quadrant and this is related to the another quadrant. So here we will decide the message points. Two message points can be written as. So this is related to what? And this is related to what? So here we will represent these two messages can be written as S11 and S12. So here it is S11 and here it is S12. Okay. Shall I move to next? How means you will get the clear idea in the coming units, guys. So here it is S11 and here it is S12. How you will get this one? What is this one? What is this one? What is this 2? What is this one? What is this one? What is this one? So here we will talk about ij values. So that you will get in the coming units, guys. You don't worry about that. You will get the clear picture in those units. So here these two are related to I and j values. So you just remember for this up to this topic you just remember as S11, S12. Okay. I'm sorry. You will get the clear idea in the coming units. There also you will calculate the probability of error for the same signal space diagram. Why? Because we have on-off signaling scheme separate topic. Okay. Then you will get the clear idea. So see here S11 is equals to, you will calculate probability of error for 3 to 4 times. 3 times you will definitely calculate the probability of error for the same on-off signaling scheme. S11 equals to integral 0 to tb S1 of t by 1 of t dt. This is also related to one formula. We have the orthogonality basis function. There you will get the formula. Then you will get the clear idea. Okay, square root of Emax, which is equals to square root of Emax. S21 is equals to integral 0 to tb S2 of t into pi 1 of t into dt is equals to 0. So 6, 7. Why I am not telling here means, even though we have discussed here, there also we have to discuss. There are also very important signal orthogonality functions. That's why I am not dealing here. So after covering that one, you will get the clear about clear idea about this. If you see the Simon Hacking textbook, first of all they will discuss about these topics. Next they move to PCM. But in our curriculum, first we are going to discuss about PCM. Later we will move to BAC. Like that we framed our syllabus. So we cannot do anything now. We should follow our syllabus. Okay. So I am moving to next. I am clear with this. Okay. Next. The received signal point is calculated by sampling the matched filter output at time t is equals to tb. So how can you get the received signal point means by sampling the matched filter at time t is equals to tb. So what is that received signal with us, right? X1 from the matched filter. What is the output of the matched filter? X1 of t, which is sampled at time period t is equals to tb. From the diagram. So diagram I will show. Where is it? See here. Matched filter output is x1, which is sampled at time period t is equals to tb. That's what I have written here. Thus we can write the expression for x1 is equals to integral 0 to tv x of t into pi 1 of t into dt. This is from the matched filter idea. So let us take this one as expression number 8. Let us say the received signal point x1 is the sample value of Gaussian distributed random variable capital X suffix 1. So let us say the received signal x1, received signal point x1 is the sample value of the Gaussian distributed random variable capital X1. So when symbol 0 is sent, the mean of x1 is 0. When symbol 1 is sent, the mean of x1 equals to root Emax. How can you get the mean and variance values? That you go through RV RPMA. Okay, you'll get the clear idea. So when 0 is sent, the mean is 0. When 1 is sent, the mean is equals to square root of Emax. The variance of x1 is also equals to n0 by 2. So where n0 by 2 is the variance or power spectral density of the channel noise. So what is the power spectral density of channel noise? n0 by 2, and mean is different for symbol 0 and symbol 1. Symbol 0 it is 0, and for symbol 1 the mean is root Emax by 2. So here to calculate the probability of error we must know the mean and variance for the channel noise. So channel noise variance or power spectral density is n0 by 2, that is fixed for symbol 0 and symbol 1, and for symbol 0 mean is 0, and for symbol 1 mean is root Emax. Remember these points, okay, to calculate the probability of error. So we will calculate the probability of error with two kinds: probability of error kind, first error kind, probability of second error kind. So first kind of probability of error is when 0 is sent but channel noise W of t is received signal point falls inside region Z1. When 0 sent, that is probability of first kind, but the received signal point falls inside region Z1. So what is the region Z1? Now we have to see the signal space diagram. So when 0 is sent, the receiver will give the output in favor of Z1. Why we are talking in favor of Z1? So Z1 is related to symbol 1. We are talking about probability of error. Error means when 0 is sent, 1 is output. When 1 is sent, 0 is output. That's why when 0 is sent, that is probability of first kind of error. Probability of first kind, when 0 is sent but the receiver will give the output in favor of 1. That is region Z1. That's why we are talking about here region Z1. So in favor of 1. The receiver will give the output in favor of 1. Then only we will get the error now. So error means when 0 is sent, 1 will the output. When 1 is sent, 0 is out. Then only we will talk about the error. Otherwise there is no error. So because of the channel noise, there may be a possibility of the error. So what is that error? Probability of error. So probability of error means when 0 is sent, the receiver will give the output in favor of 1. That is in the region Z1. I think I am clear with this. Okay. If you have any doubts, please ask me in the chat box. Okay. So case 1, to calculate the probability of error, Making an error of the first kind, assume that symbol 0 is sent. Under this condition, an error is made if the receiver decides in favor of symbol 1. So, if the receiver decides in favor of 1 at the output, then there is error. Then only we can say there is error. That error is called probability of error here. So, decision region associated with symbol 1, which is defined as, that is, here if the error is, even though we are transmitting the symbol 0, but the region is associated with the symbol 1. Hence, the limits are, we have to consider related to the region 1. So, what are the limits related to region Z1? So, from decision boundary to infinity. So, square root of E max by 2 to infinity. That we have to consider as limits here. So, region Z1 is root E max by 2 to infinity. Half of the 2 message points. Yeah, half of the 2 message points. So, here these are the limits. Next, since the random variable x1 with sample value x1 has a Gaussian distribution with 0 mean and variance n0 by 2. The likelihood function is defined as, this is a diagram for likelihood function, probability of error 0, root E max by 2 to infinity, x1 here, f x1 of small x1 by 0. So, the likelihood function can be written as f x1 of x1 by 0 is equals to 1 by square root of pi n0 into exponential of minus x1 squared by n0. This you know very well, likelihood function in RV RP, very important. You go through RV RP. If it is not clear to you, you go through RV RP. So, let P is 0 denote conditional probability of deciding in favor of symbol 1. So, P of 0 is the conditional probability deciding in favor of symbol 1 given that symbol 0 was sent. That is, P of 0 is the probability of an error of the first kind, which is given as P of 0 equals to integral, limits are root E max by 2 to infinity. That is, in favor of 1 we are taking the limits fx1 of x1 by 0 into dx1. Fx of x1 we have the expression as 1 by square root of pi n0. Like this, we have substitute that expression here, integral E max by 2 to infinity e power minus x1 square by n0 into dx1. Let us consider this one as 10. So, to simplify this one, let z is equals to x1 by root n0. dz is equals to dx1 by root n0. If x1 is root E max by 2, so change the limits to z. If x1 is root E max by 2, then z equals to 1 by 2 square root of E max by n0. If x1 is infinity, z is also infinity from this. Okay. Just substitute in place of x1, substitute this one root E max by 2, then you will get root E max by 2 root n0. That is here. Okay. Now the expression can be written as P of 0 is equals to 1 by square root of pi n0 integral 1 by 2 square root of E max by n0 to infinity. E power x1 by root n0 is z. So x1 square by n0 means minus z square. So minus is as it is. Okay. Root dx1 can be written as dx1 is equals to root n0 into dz. From this expression, see here, dx1 is equals to root n0 into dz. So root n0, now this is in terms of z's. Now P of 0 is equals to 1 by root pi root n0, this root n0 will get cancelled. Root AB can be written as root A into root AB. So root pi into root n0, directly I have written as 1 by root pi, this root n0 will get cancelled. You will get this expression as it is. Okay. So next, by definition, the complementary error function is equals to the, so we have error complementary function or complementary error function. So from the definition of that error complementary function of u is equals to 2 by root pi integral u to infinity e power minus z square into dz. So here we have the error complementary function. Now P of 0 is equals to, same expression can be written as 1 by 2 into 2 by root pi into this one, same expression, 2 will get cancelled, again you will get the same expression. Why here we have written like that means to get the error complementary form. Now see here, This is equals to the same as this error complementary form. In place of u, we have 1 by 2 square root of E max by n. Remaining expression is as it is. So, we can write P of 0 is equals to error complementary function of 1 by 2 into square root of E max by n. And you will get 1 by 2 also. So, 1 by 2, this 1 by 2, this entire expression can be written as error complementary function of this one. 1 by 2, error complementary function of 1 by 2 into square root of E max by n naught. So, this is from the definition of the error complementary function. So, let us consider this one as expression number 12. So, this is the expression for probability of error when 0 is transmitting. So, what is the expression for probability of error when 0 is transmitting? 1 by 2 into error complementary function of 1 by 2 square root of E max by 2. Remember this expression. Next topic is probability of error making an error of the second kind. So, up to now we have calculated the probability of error of first kind, that is when 0 is transmitting. Next we are going to calculate the probability of error when symbol 1 is sent. So, under this condition an error is made when the receiver decides in favor of symbol 0. So, decision region associated with symbol 0, which is defined as minus infinity to decision boundary. So, minus infinity to square root of E max by 2. In this case, the Gaussian distributed random variable x1 with sample x1 has a mean of square root of E max and a variance of n naught by 2. So, when 1 is transmitting, mean is root E max and the variance is n naught by 2. The corresponding likelihood function fx1 of x1 by 1 is therefore plotted as like this, fx1 of x1 by 1. So, minus infinity to root E max by 2. Okay. Let P1 denote the second conditional probability of error given that symbol 1 was sent. So, here students, please be careful, you don't have the derivation for this P of 1. In any textbook you don't have for this. So, you please be careful, try to calculate this one on your own first, same as P of 0. Okay. Try to calculate this one on your own. Why? Because you know the procedure for P is 0, how to calculate. Likewise, calculate the P of 1. Okay. So, after that you can get the clear picture. So, I will discuss here, but you try to calculate on your own while preparing for the exams. Okay. So, second given that symbol 1 was sent, that is P of 1 is the probability of making an error of second kind. So, P of 1 is equals to 1 by square root of pi n naught integral minus infinity to square root of E max by 2. Actually here fx1 of x1 by 1, which is equals to the x1. Actually in the previous case x1 squared by n naught, but here x1 minus a whole squared by n naught. Why? Because here the mean is root E max. A is equals to here root E max. See here, A mean is equals to root E max. So, P of 1 is equals to 1 by square root of pi n naught integral minus infinity root E max by 2 e power minus of x1 minus root E max by n naught whole square into dx1. Let us consider this one as 13. Actually, the likelihood function for this one can be written as this one. Fx1 of x1 by 1 can be written as 1 by square root of pi n naught e power minus x1 minus a whole square by n naught, where a is the mean. Previously it is 0, now it is equals to root E max. Substitute that here. That's it. Okay, don't confuse here. So, fx of x1 by 1 is varied. Why? Because their mean is 0, here we have mean value. That is the difference. That's it. So, let z is equals to, there we have considered z as x1 by root n naught. Now, here consider z as x1 minus root, z equals to x1 minus root E max by root n naught. dz is equals to dx1 by root n naught, root E max equals to 0. If x1 is equals to minus infinity, z is also equals to minus infinity, x equals to minus infinity, z is also minus infinity. X is equals to root e max by 2, then z equals to root e max by 2 minus root e max by root n naught, then you will get minus 1 by 2 square root of e max by n naught. So here x1 and here is also x1, then only we can substitute na x1. Okay, x1 equals minus infinity, z is also minus infinity. x1 equals root e max by 2, z equals to minus 1 by 2 square root of e max by n naught. These are the limits now. Now substitute these limits in the above expression p of 1. So what is that? P of 1 equals to 1 by square root of pi n naught integral minus infinity to minus 1 by 2 square root of e max by 2 e power minus z square into root n naught into dz. Root n naught will get cancelled. 1 by root pi integral minus infinity to minus of 1 by 2 square root of e max by n naught into e power minus z square into dz. So take this one as expression number 14. From the definition of complementary error function equals to 2 by root pi integral u to infinity e power minus z square into dz. So p of 1 is equals to error complementary function 1 by 2 into square root of e max by 2, that is equals to 50. Now the average probability of error in the receiver is given by p is equals to p of 0 plus p1 into p of 1, that is 16. Since p of 0 equals p of 1, p is equals to, that is probability of error is equals to p of 0 into p of 0 plus p of 1. P of 0 is equals to a priori probability of sending 0. P1 is a priori probability of sending 1. So probability of error equals to 1 by 2 into error complementary function of 1 by 2 into square root of e max by n naught. Take this one as 17. E max by n naught is equal to p max by n naught into tb. So n naught by tb is average noise power contained in a transmission bandwidth equal to the bit rate 1 by tb. E max by n naught as the peak signal to noise power ratio. Signal to noise power ratio is the E max by n naught. Actually, P is equals to E by T. From that expression, we can write this 18 expression. Okay. So here you have one confusion with this expression. I am leaving with you with that confusion. You please get the idea about this confusion. What is the confusion existing here? That will overcome in the next class. What is the confusion here? Okay, I am leaving to you only. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching up to now. Thank you so much for your patience. If you have any doubt, please ask me in the chat box or in the comment section also. Okay, thank you.